tonight.
We've never seen this kind of drugs, vandalism, etc. in our neighborhood.
A new plan by the city and the province to address downtown safety this summer. Also tonight.
Once they're hired and trained up, that's when the site will open.
A mobile supervised consumption site on the way, where the province plans to set up shop. Plus,
when she mentioned the amount, and I go, can you say that again? How many zeros are with that?
A local animal shelter gets a big boost to a fundraising campaign thanks to a generous donor.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Hendricks. More safety patrols and outreach workers are hitting the streets in downtown Winnipeg. It's all part of a $2 million plan to make downtown safer this summer. CTV's Jeff Keel has the details on what these new boots on the ground will do.
This West End thrift shop on the edge of downtown helps those who need it most. The proceeds support Health Sciences Centre, but now the nonprofit is the one calling for help.
We've never seen this kind of drugs, vandalism, etc. in our neighborhood ever. We've been here for, as I said, 21 years.
In recent months, Susan Lockhart says they've experienced a break-in, an attempted arson, and people doing drugs and using their vestibule as a washroom. They've purchased security cameras and sometimes they lock the front door. Plus, they're planning on installing smash-proof glass on the windows and a gate for the vestibule to keep people from loitering.
We've probably spent $13,000 just on security costs, which could have gone to our charity just to keep us safe here.
The thrift shop is not alone.
Seeing so many new faces on the street openly using drugs without care.
Now the province is spending $2.2 million on a downtown summer safety plan, with another $100,000 from the city. The money will be spread out among 4 biz groups and the Downtown Community Safety Partnership.
Making downtown safer is about making sure everyone in Manitoba feels comfortable downtown.
The funds will pay for a beefed-up presence on the streets, more biz patrols and outreach workers, with a focus on de-escalating things before they start and getting those struggling with addictions and mental health towards the proper services.
There will be paid hired positions to connect with people that need supports and resources on the street, but also to check in with businesses to see how things are going.
Susan Lockhart welcomes the plan. She says the street patrols work, but there's not enough of them. She hopes things can get turned around before it's too late.
We provide a valuable service to the community, and so we don't want to close down, but it can be very scary here sometimes.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Some of the money could also be used for other security upgrades like lighting. Police are investigating an early morning fire which destroyed the charter bus of a Winnipeg Goldeyes opponent. Police say the incident happened around 2 this morning in a parking lot at the Forks. Images captured at the scene by a CTV viewer show a charter bus engulfed in flames as clouds of black smoke filled the air. The bus was chartered by the Kane County Cougars, who were in town this week for a 3-game series against the Goldeyes. The team's GM says the Goldeyes helped the team secure a bus to get back to the States later today. Police say that no one was hurt and 2 teenagers were taken into custody. A 15-year-old girl is charged with arson, causing damage to property, and possession of an incendiary material. There's a new timeline tonight for the province's first supervised consumption site. Addictions Minister Bernadette Smith confirmed today the facility will open next month. But when it does, it'll be a mobile site.
Some staff have been hired, so the director has been hired. They're interviewing some peer mentors right now and clinical staff, and then once they're hired and trained up, that's when the site will open.
Smith confirms Aboriginal Health and Wellness will run the mobile facility. People will be allowed to inject drugs in the trailer with staff on hand to respond to overdoses, but they won't supply the drugs. Staff will also help guide people to treatment and other services. Mayor Scott Gillingham says it's imperative that all systems are in place prior to the opening.
One of the things that I've expressed, and I appreciate the minister has heard me, Minister Smith has heard me on this, as of the Premier, to make sure that safety in the surrounding area is prioritized. I know that there's been a lot of dialogue between the province and Chief Bowers and the Winnipeg Police Service as well. There needs to be coordination. You see coordination here. Regarding the supervised consumption site, there needs to be good coordination.
The province maintains they're opening an urgent public health needs site, and they say they can do that on their own provincially. To open the supervised consumption site, they need the federal government to approve their application. Minister Smith says they are going through the exemption process. Winnipeg police have arrested a resource center worker and charged him with the sexual assault of a teenage client. Police allege the 38-year-old suspect was working at a Winnipeg resource center when he befriended a teen client. He forged a relationship with them and then lured them to his home, where police say he sexually assaulted them. He's now facing sexual assault, exploitation, and luring charges. None of the allegations have been tested in court. One of two men wanted in connection with a series of extortion and arson incidents in Winnipeg has been arrested. Police say Jermaine Weeks was arrested on May 1st in Toronto. He was turned over to Winnipeg police and charged with 2 counts of extortion. He was also detained in custody. Weeks is the 4th person arrested in conjunction with an extortion investigation dating back to July. Police say several businesses, including convenience stores, were targeted with threats of extortion and arson. 5 suspects were arrested in January. A Canada-wide warrant still remains in place for Farhan Nabil. None of the charges have been proven in court. A Winnipeg Animal Rescue is now one step closer to its goal of moving into a new facility, and it's all thanks to the kindness of strangers.
When she mentioned the amount, and I go, can you say that again? How many zeros are with that?
Darcy Johnson, the owner of Darcy's Ark, says the shelter has outgrown its current space on Century Street. The Ark started a fundraising campaign a couple of weeks ago to raise money to move into a larger building that better suits its needs. And Johnson says an appearance on CTV Your Morning Winnipeg ahead of the fundraising launch led to a big donation.
We had a client who was looking after some cats, and she's tried everywhere to get them into shelters, and all the shelters are full. She saw us on the news, she saw the puppy, and she came down on the Saturday of the barbecue, and she made a very generous donation to kickstart our campaign, which was completely, it was amazing.
Johnson says the shelter is 10% closer to its $1 million goal thanks to the donor. Now, in exchange, Darcy's Ark happily took in 6 cats from the woman who said they belonged to her late brother and is working to rehome them now. Anyone looking to adopt or donate can visit darcysark.ca. And time now for our first check on the weather. And look at that, 17 degrees still. The barometer is rising. Humidity is at 39%. Now, overnight, it's going to get a little bit colder, dropping down to 11 and partly cloudy. Your wake-up weather, 13 degrees and mainly sunny.
It's about investment in teenagers, in seniors, in families.
One step closer to a reality. How much it'll cost to build the South Winnipeg Recreation Campus. Six people are now registered as Winnipeg mayoral candidates. Mazer Alam is the newest candidate to announce his campaign. A social worker from St. Vital, Alam is campaigning on a promise to reverse water bills and tax hikes, as well as build new roads, schools, and parks. He joins incumbents Scott Gillingham, Chris Classio, Umar Hyatt, Mike Voyajakis, and Don Woodstock. The deadline to register as a mayoral candidate is September 22nd. Election Day is Wednesday, October 28th. Spring seeding in Manitoba is significantly behind last year's average. The Manitoba Crop Report shows seeding progress for 2026 is at 37% as of this past Tuesday. That's 20% lower than the same time last year. It's also below the 5-year average, which is normally 43% complete at this time. The report says it's due to cooler temperatures and weather conditions. Windstorms in the southwest have also impacted seeding there by forcing some farmers completely off the fields. In the northwest, farmers are dealing with saturated fields due to standing water from rain and snow. The report adds producers are hoping for a stretch of warm, favorable weather to help with seeding. 4 years after planning first began for the South Winnipeg Recreation Campus, the facility is now one step closer to construction.
It's about investing in children, It's about investment in teenagers, in seniors, in families.
The city, province, and Ottawa broke ground today on the much-anticipated community hub. It will be built in phases. The first stage will build a recreation center, which will include space for sports, childcare, and special events.
When you have a new community and you've got new Canadians, people from all over the world, to have a place to gather and meet and learn and play together is so important.
Phase 1 will also include an addition to Pembina Trails Collegiate for vocational programs. Preliminary design work will begin this year on Phase 2, which is focused on an aquatic facility, including lap and leisure pools, water slides, a lazy river, multi-purpose rooms, and more. Construction for that is unfunded at this time. The recreation portion of the campus is expected to open in early 2028. Main Street Project is reopening its food bank and essentials market, but it needs some help. The food bank has been closed since mid-January due to smoke and water damage caused by the Manwin Hotel fire. It will reopen next Wednesday, but because most of the food items were destroyed, it needs help restocking the shelves. And that's where you come in. Donations can be dropped off at 661 Main Street, Monday to Friday, between 10 and 4. The most needed items are canned food, pasta, cereal, rice, peanut butter, baby formula, and hygiene products. The market supports 150 to 180 people and families each week. The Food and Nutrition Services team also provides more than 1,600 meals every day. A new friend for Arthur. Why zoo staff had to step in and help this baby Aardvark. And we'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Welcome back. Our first weather picture tonight is heartwarming. As you can see, the mother goose looks like she's cradling her gosling with her wing. It was shot by Sabrina at Assiniboine Park Duck Pond. Thanks so much for sending it in. Our next picture this evening is another great one. Shot by Kelly, it really shows the sun's rays coming through the clouds. Kelly says it looks incredible, and I agree. You can send us your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca. Well, as expected, our day began with showers, and we saw some pretty intense rain overnight. But the rain went away in the morning, and then someone turned the heat back on. The temperature spiked all the way to 21 by 4 this afternoon, and it's going to get even warmer as the week progresses. But as you can see on the satellite map, while we have left the rain behind in Winnipeg, the low pressure system that brought it didn't just evaporate. It's moved somewhat to the southwest, and it's bringing them some rain and some thunderstorm activity as well. Now, the instability will continue there overnight and potentially into tomorrow as well. And because the air mass around it is so warm, it is likely to trigger some instability. So, more potential thunderstorm activity into tomorrow. Now, Friday, it will begin to drift to the north, and of course, that means there is a good chance of some rainfall coming a little later in the afternoon in the northwest. There's a slightly smaller chance of it ending up in the northeast as well. Now, here in Winnipeg, lots of sunshine for us, and temperatures will also remain above seasonal by at least a few degrees. However, as you can see, there is that low pressure system that's come up from the international border. That is likely going to bring at least some rainfall to Winnipeg on Friday evening. Now, the good news is it should hopefully taper off into Saturday morning, and then we will be able to enjoy sunny and warm temperatures on Sunday and again on Monday. And speaking of temperatures, let's take a look at the current temperatures across the province. Everyone knows young people spend a lot of time in front of screens. But as Jacqueline Lee shows you, a new report in the U.S. calls it an urgent public health issue.
Children need to live real life and get off their screens. That's the new Surgeon General advisory, urging children to put down their phones and tablets and, quote, be in the moment.
Our message to children is simple. Life exists beyond the screen.
The Department of Health and Human Services calling this an urgent public health issue and recommending the children's youth reduce excessive screen time.
This statement is needed now. Policy is needed now. It's the responsibility of schools, the community, policy, and the tech industry to be working together collaboratively.
The 40-page document doesn't present any new research, but is a summary of previous studies published by organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics and Journal of the American Medical Association. The report outlines these recommendations. Children younger than 18 months, no screen time. Under 6, less than 1 hour per day. And kids ages 6 to 18, 2 hours per day. Doctors say too much screen time can lead to a number of health problems.
There can be physical effects, such as kids not going outside, less exercise, increased risk of being overweight or obese. There's also a lot of psychological and emotional effects as well, potentially increasing the risk of depression, anxiety, exposing kids to sextortion, cyberbullying, eating disorders.
But there's guidance for parents who aren't sure how to navigate their children off screens.
The first thing is to model good behavior. That is so incredibly important. You can't lecture your kids about putting down the screens if you yourself are always on a screen at the dinner table.
HHS adding that parents should pay attention to what kids are doing on their screens and the content they are accessing. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Washington.
A zoo in the UK has welcomed a new arrival with 8 fingers, 10 toes, and a long snout. Womble, the baby aardvark, was born last month, and it's still getting used to its surroundings. Zookeepers have had to help out with bottle feeding at mealtimes because its mother was not producing enough milk. Chester Zoo says Womble is only the second aardvark to be born there in its 94-year history.
Ready to shine like a superstar.
Ready for a robotic butler? Why, they could be in your home sooner than you think, and the potential problems they pose. Can you picture bringing a humanoid robot into your home? It could be in your future, with the high-tech machines expected to transform how many people live. But as Aaron Katersky shows you, it's also coming with a word of caution from experts in the field.
Meet Ed.
Hi, Ed. Ed is a humanoid robot. Ed has moves too. He's still mastering the village people, but he can call an elevator.
After you.
And once outside, Ed's up for a jog.
Come on, Ed. Let's go.
Ed is fun, even a bit cheeky.
Ready to shine like a superstar.
Sometimes Ed has a mind of his own. Ed is made in China, and experts say he poses a risk.
When it walks around, it learns about the environment. It sees everything. It records it. Second, it has eyes, cameras, it has microphones, so it hears everything. And it is sending information that is seeing, recording back to the manufacturer in this case.
Which is in China.
Which is in China, yes.
Ivan Serini ordered Ed, one of the first humanoid robots available to consumers, from Unitree Robotics. He took it apart, analyzed it, and shared his findings exclusively with ABC News.
Since it can be controlled remotely, that remote control can be definitely taken over. So it's fun to play with Ed as long as we have control over him.
Can someone take control of the robot without us knowing?
Yes, definitely it can be hacked. Imagine there are 200,000 Eds, and they're doing everything that you want them to be doing at your offices and your manufacturing floors or at homes. Now imagine if they're all spying.
China's advancements in humanoid robots are alarming some in Congress, who are now calling for new policies and restrictions.
Yeah, now imagine the humanoid robots knowing how to pick up a gun or a knife or any other weapon or an object and turn it into a weapon. It's definitely a concern.
Ed marks the next leap in technology that could change how we live. He could spare humans from dangerous work in mining or manufacturing, or he could be put to work in your house.
Ed, you are drawing quite a crowd.
Ed is certainly popular with the people.
Hey, how are you?
Now think of bringing a robot into your home that's recording everything and might be subject to the control of a master thousands of miles away. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Artists can find inspiration almost anywhere, even in the most unlikely of places. As CTV's Adam Sawertsky shows you, one engineer has found musical inspiration in a wastewater treatment facility.
When Sarah Reese was young, she felt like she was living in a real-life Disney movie.
Actually, I wore a Cinderella dress throughout my entire kindergarten, like every day.
And she would constantly carry around a toy tape recorder and microphone to sing along to all the songs from The Little Mermaid.
But also, she had dreams of being something bigger.
So Sarah paused performing until after she realized her dream of becoming an engineer specializing in wastewater.
It's super essential to human health.
Sarah was so passionate about working on her first big project, she decided to write a song about it.
Like, I know that most people, they just flush and no one ever thinks about it, so I thought this is a good opportunity.
So Sarah summoned up the courage to play her wastewater song at a local open mic night hosted by Jeff Johnson.
She came in the first time and I'm like, oh, this is a little bit weird.
But the next time, Jeff really listened to Sarah's thoughtful lyrics, really noticed the enthusiastic response from the audience, and pitched the possibility of making a music video.
There was a version of the video that had like laser sounds, zapping bacteria, and they would explode, little poop emojis dancing around.
But in the end, Jeff and Sarah chose to produce a more professional product.
Wastewater management, who's dealing with your...
And the girl who grew up wearing fairy tale dresses and singing about under the sea donned personal protective equipment to showcase the complex process of keeping human waste out of the sea.
Where the organics get eaten in a vat of bacteria.
After Sarah recorded the song in just a few takes, Jeff shot the video in about an hour.
Till we blast it with UV for disinfecting.
And while it's unlikely a song about number 2 will hit number 1 on the music charts, Sarah does hope, like those fairy tales with morals she loved, her and Jeff's work both entertains and educates.
For people to like have at least heard once how their wastewater gets treated, I think it's more than many have heard before.
How cool it can be.
Adam Sawertsky, CTV News, North Vancouver.
I think students just brighten up when they get to choose how they're learning.
Teaching kids to stand up to injustice, how they're learning to be the change agents in their communities. And we'll break down your 7-day Skywatch forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
7-day Skywatch forecast time, and Friday is going to be spectacular. 21 degrees and sunny, and it's going to be pretty warm throughout the rest of the week as well. Manitoba students are standing up to highlight human rights concerns.
There's like 4 sections. There's like resilience, cultural celebration, reconciliation, and Indigenous history.
The 6th annual Manitoba Upstander Showcase brought together 200 students and educators at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights today. Grades 4 through 12 students presented their projects, ranging from musical performances to visual arts and research projects.
I think students just brighten up when they get to choose how they're learning, and it also means that we get, I think, the best side of them when they are telling their story, the way they're also most comfortable with it.
The showcase is the culmination of the CMHR's Be an Upstander program, which asks students to consider how choices and community shape their paths and create opportunities for change. Since its launch in 2018, the program has expanded to classrooms across the country. And that's going to do it for us. For another look at tonight's stories, visit us online at ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Thanks so much for watching, and good night.